She's a diva with a destiny. Got purpose and zest, you see. Books, business, and accessories. She walks in favor and she's blessed indeed. She keeps her head and her heels high, and her limit soars beyond the sky. If it's purpose she's pushing, you've tuned in with Table Talk with a Diva. Why? Join in, it might free ya. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in. The enemy he's trapped won't win. For God has given you vision, and in the end you shall win. Hey. Table Talk with a Diva. Why? Join in, it might free ya. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in.
Well, good evening and great. Welcome back to Table Talk with the Diva. I know you see this little princess in my arm, but listen, duty calls, Gigi's duty calls. And so I am going to have you rock with me throughout the night for this particular episode. So welcome back to Table Talk with the Diva. We are super excited to have a phenomenal guest on. Beautiful, the powerful Tracy Jones will be tuning in, joining us on tonight. She has a platform, and so we're going to share a little bit of her journey and how she became an advocate for Alzheimer's awareness. And it's just not a month thing. It's not a day thing. It is a daily walk. It is hitting our community and our seniors more than we care to really acknowledge. So with that being said, we are definitely going to have to chop it up with her. And I want you to get your sisters on and welcome them to the table wherever they are. Living room, dining room, bedroom, kitchen. Listen, we want to invite Pookie them so they know how to take care of Grandma and Gigi's as they are getting older and life is lifing for them. We want to remind them how important they are. So with that being said, let's do it. We're going to bring Queen Tracy on. Well, good evening, beautiful Tracy Jones.
Good evening, dear. How are you?
I am well and hanging in there. How are you?
I am absolutely wonderful and so happy to be here with you again to talk about this journey that a lot of people are on right now. So glad to be here.
Yes, ma'am. So I am so excited and so thankful for how you came on bubbly, because some people be a little dry, but we know that Tracy Jones, the artist, honey, that will sing you under the table with the alto and soprano when she got to do it, because she knows how to make it happen. So I'm so elated to be here at your feet today to chat with you about something that is really, really attacking the community. Our community seems like more than ever before. And you know, when growing up, I remember just hearing my parents say, you know, the woman is senile, or she, you know, I think it was senile, and it was something else they would call it. And we are now, you know, the seniors being entered into the seniors. And I'm saying, well, my God, we are now the seniors. I was a little girl, heard about senile and dementia. And then as I got older, the word Alzheimer's became more prevalent than ever. And then it's like, my God, we are now entered into our senior season. And so 50 to 80, 90, and I'm going to believe and decree that I'll be 100 and you too. You know, I believe God for long life, but my dad would say something. He said, always remember, when you pray and ask God for long life, you've got to be willing to accept the things that life what comes with it. You know, just accept it. Whatever God allows, you got to accept it. You can't pray for long life and then say, oh, no, but I don't want this, or I don't want that. So we're excited today. So if you're just tuning in to Table Talk with the Diva, I am your auntie, the Diva, and I'm so excited here. And, you know, life happens. And so I had to make some changes. My grandbaby, my blessing, she has pneumonia. So you guys be praying for her as you are praying for us as we get through this conversation. But this is when you're doing it live, meaning you got to do what you got to do. And my producer reminded me, he said, if they are rocking with you, they will understand that this is life and things happen. And so that blessed me. So thank you for that. I'm so grateful for, you know, people understanding, because it could happen to you, me, anybody. We are going to do what we need to do right now. So anyway, Queen Tracy, we always start off with an icebreaker. And so funny, because 5 years ago, you were one of the first guest that I had on Table Talk in 2020. And you are
Yes.
back. Yes, you are back. As a
Yes.
matter of fact, you had just gotten out of the hospital with COVID,
With
got
COVID.
sick, and shortly thereafter, you got out and tried to heal. I got sick, and it
Yes.
just dawned on me, like, my God, you
Yes.
were down there, I think 10 days, I was in there 10 days. And so we were in the very beginning stages of January and March where everyone was afraid.
Right.
The doctors
Yes.
was afraid. People were dropping like flies, and
Yes, they
everyone
were.
was afraid. And so, look at where we are today. I'm so grateful to
Yes.
God because
Thank
that
you,
was
God.
years ago, 2020, 21,
Yes.
22, 23, and 24. We are here. And so
We're
both of
here.
us have the same testimony about, surviving COVID. And so we're
Yes.
not just survived, but we are thriving through it. And I'm so grateful because neither one of us and our friends and my husband, no one has permanent damage that was done. And so
Thank
we're
you,
here to
Jesus.
chat about it. So grateful for that. So we bless
Yes.
God. So again, we have an icebreaker. So you're familiar with the icebreaker. I didn't warn you.
Yes.
So I'm warning you
I
now.
am. I am. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, listen, that's Tracy Jones. Listen, y'all. He is ready. All right. So the
Yes.
first word that I'm going to give you is memory.
Memory of family.
Mm. Oh,
Memory of your family.
second word is going to be legacy.
Legacy is what you leave behind, and it doesn't always have to be physical.
Come on, that part.
Yes.
I love,
Yes.
I love, I love that. All right, and she's ready, y'all.
Yes.
I
I
love
am so ready. Yes,
it.
I am. I am.
Awesome. And last but not least, I would say intentional.
Be intentional about life.
Mhm. Very
Life is intentional with you. So be intentional
mm,
about your decisions and what you do with your life.
beautiful. Beautiful. All right, I'm with it. I'm with it. I love it.
Yes,
I
yes,
wasn't even
yes.
expecting that part. Yeah, be intentional with life because life is intentional with you. Quote Tracy Jones, get it. That's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Write it down. Come on, let's do it. Amen. I'm so
Yes,
excited about the conversation that we're going to have. So now we've got the icebreaker, and words are important. So I always have to share that words are important. God tells us in the Word of God how important it is to choose life. He tells you what to choose, but he gives you your free will to make a decision for yourself on whether you choose life or death, and being mindful of what we speak out of our mouths, because we bring life to it or we can bring death to
yes,
it. So words are important. So that's why we always do our icebreakers, because words are important.
yes.
Okay, so we're going to roll into the call. If you can tell me what brought you to this journey with Alzheimer's. If you can go back a little bit, and you know what? Before that, let's tell them exactly who Tracy Jones is, and what you're about, or who you believe, what you believe, what's your motto on life.
Well, I am Tracy Jones. I am a native of Atlanta, Georgia. I am a Georgia peach who loves God. And that is what I'm all about. That is what my life is all about. I have lived in church all my life. I have sung God's praises all my life. So that is all I know. I'm not married, don't have any children, so I'm able to devote my full attention to God and what He has for me to do for His people. And so that's me in a nutshell. I work every day and make a living just like everybody else. But
Yes.
that's me. I'm all about God and what I can do for His people.
That is beautiful. And so I know you said you don't have any children, but you definitely have a lot of babies and a
I
lot of
have a lot of babies.
that has
Yes,
adopted
yes,
you, and you've adopted them. And
Yeah,
My kids will say, Auntie Tracy. Mommy, you got so many Tracy's. I
I
said,
have
Auntie
plenty of
Tracy.
them.
Say, well, which we got Auntie Tracy Washington, Auntie Tracy Jones, but we got Auntie Tracy Strawberry. I said, well, I can't help that. But God has blessed us with our Tracy's, and you are definitely one of them, very important to our family here.
Yes.
So this little person wants to get my attention. I've already told her, threatened her on before we got on. You better behave yourself.
To
Or
behave, and
yeah,
she ain't behaving. It's okay.
nah. So standing her, that tells you how smart she is. Like, oh, she always
Yes,
steps
yes.
up, but I'm gonna act like I forgot. Okay, but so we
So
know who
I'll tell you
Tracy.
about how I got to this place. You asked
Let's
me
do it.
was
Let's
the
do
next question. So I've
it.
been on this journey now for since 2012. Well, since before 2012. My father and my mom passed away with Alzheimer's. So my dad passed away in 2012. And when he first got sick, he had a stroke. And that's what caused him to have dementia, Alzheimer's. And so that was a long journey. I think my dad probably lived about 5 years. He passed away in 2012. It was rough. It was hard because I didn't know what Alzheimer's was. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to expect. And so that was a hard road for me. But I decided to do the best thing that I tell everybody else: get knowledge, learn about the disease, learn what's happening, learn what it's about, learn what your role is going to be in it, learn what may happen, learn what may not happen. And so I sought out Alzheimer's, the Alzheimer's Association, alz.org is their website. I went to their website and it blessed my soul. I was able to understand what was going on with my dad, understand the part that I played with him, and it just made things a whole lot smoother. Now, was it rough? Yes, because every day is a different day. With Alzheimer's, you do not know how that person is going to act every minute or at any hour. You don't know. They may, wake up in a happy mood. They may wake up in a sad mood. They may wake up and be angry or, and so they have different moods. And so it just made it much easier for me because I went and learned about the disease. So my dad passed away. And I prayed, Pierre. I did. I said, Lord, please do not ever let me go through this again. This was a lot to take on. And so at the time, I was going to school full time. I was working and I was trying to take care of my dad. And my brother also got sick. So I had two men in the house trying to take care of both of them and work and go to school full time. So it was just a lot to juggle for me. Didn't know whether I was coming or going. Was every day was just, I was winging it. I was like, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. I was praying and Lord, what do I do now? What do I do about this situation? And I said, God, please do not ever let me go through that again. Well, it happened again. My mom became ill with Alzheimer's and she just passed away 2 years ago. So I walked through this with her. It was better this time because I was familiar with what I was doing. I was familiar with the disease. And so it was still rough, but at least I had knowledge about what was going on with her. And so she passed away 2 years ago with Alzheimer's. And so I have devoted my life to Alzheimer's and the caregivers because a lot of people, Pierre, have no clue what they're doing. They have no clue what's going on with their loved one. They have no clue what to do. And so I said, God, if I could help somebody see a little bit of glimpse of light, see a little bit of rainbow at the end of the tunnel, then I have done my job. And so I joined the Alzheimer's Association and became an Alzheimer's support group facilitator for them because it's now become my passion. I want to help as many people and tell as many people as I can about my experience, and then maybe it can help them in their experience. And so I do have a support group. We meet every fourth Monday at 6:30. So, if you're listening and you have a loved one, or you think you have a loved one that's dealing with dementia, you can please join the support group. You can call the Alzheimer's Association. They are 24/7. It's at 800-272-3900 is their number, and they are available 24/7. So I am just here to reach the masses and tell them, hey, there is hope at the end of the tunnel. You just need the support. You got to have support dealing with this disease. And so that's why I'm here.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you now, and I decided for us to do this show now because I know that this is not the month for Alzheimer's Awareness Month, but it is such a important subject and topic, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it. Some people are even embarrassed that I've seen and shared conversations with, embarrassed about what mom is going through or what dad is going through, and I'm saying out loud, not to myself, but to them, are you serious right now? Because if you really think that they could change where they are, they would.
They would, yeah.
You have to meet them where they are. My mother had early onset Alzheimer's because of hers started, they said sooner, because she had a brain tumor that had been there for over 10 years and we had no knowledge of it. So as the brain tumor got bigger and the swelling, she got less mobile, less to be able to comprehend. And so then it started, with the memory loss. And
yes,
if you could talk about, I guess, well, your mom and your dad, you said there was a difference because you had knowledge. What were some of the things that you noticed maybe about your dad that you didn't, I was saying, but with your mom that you didn't recognize with your dad when he first was experiencing it? Because as you said, you gained some knowledge about it. So how was that a little different?
So everybody is different. You're not going to find one person that goes through dementia the same way. Everybody's brain is different, and so it's going to affect people differently. What I went through with my dad, I didn't go through with my mom. Some of the things that my dad did, my mom didn't do. She did different things, and so it was different but the same disease but different symptoms. My mom, and it also mattered with medication. Medication can also alter a person's being. And so with my dad, he was very calm, but he made noises, a constant noise that he made. My mom didn't make noises. My mom was a little forceful, and my dad wasn't. He was kind of laid back and he was calm. So it's just different for different people. But Pierre, you would not believe that nearly 7 million Americans right now are living with Alzheimer's. And they predict that by 2050, 13 million people will have Alzheimer's. And so I said that to say that, people, you are not in this alone. There are a lot of people going through this. And that's why I want to make myself available, because there are so many people that are going through this, and the care workers are dying inside. It's killing them. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. And so you don't even know what's going on. And so that's why I said, let me just tell people, hey, this could possibly be what's happening to your loved one. Please go and get help. The last thing you don't want to do is say, oh, she'll be better. Oh, it'll be all right. Oh, it's going to pass away. No, it does not. If you know or see some of the signs, and I'm going to talk about tonight some of the signs that you may see with your loved one. If you see those signs, just go to the doctor and have them checked. If your loved one is has dementia or Alzheimer's. Now, I know you wanted me to explain, so let me explain.
Please.
Dementia is it's like an umbrella. Dementia is the umbrella, and you have different types of dementias. Alzheimer's is the main one. Over 80% of the people have Alzheimer's dementia. But you have frontal lobe dementia. You have all of these different types of dementias that a person can have. So when you go to the doctor can tell you what type of dementia your loved one has. But most people have Alzheimer's.
Yes.
So that's the difference. I know you wanted me to explain the
Thank you.
difference,
Yeah,
but it's a
yeah. Like
type.
we always
Alzheimer's is a type of dementia.
wow. But that is the
Yes.
number one symptom. Stop tapping. You're making a noise on his show, and I'm gonna pop you. They can see you get popped. Now stop. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, but let me lose my train of thought.
That's
Um,
okay. I want to read to you, Piera, what Alzheimer's is and does so people can understand what's happening with their loved one. Memory loss that disrupts daily life may be a symptom of Alzheimer's or dementia. Alzheimer's is a brain disease that causes a slow decline in memory, thinking, and reasoning skills. So the first thing you'll start to see leaving is the memory. You'll start seeing the memory decline. So that's one of the main signs that you'll see. Now, what's typical? You say, oh, everybody have a little memory loss. Yes, we do. With age, all of us say, girl, I done put my keys somewhere and I can't find it. But you find it. Or you may say, girl, I can't remember that date. And then you remember. That just comes along with age. That's just regular, memory that we all forget. So that wouldn't be a problem. But when you find someone that's constantly forgetting or never remembers, you know, where they put the keys, or they keep asking you the same thing over and over again, and you just told them, then you say, okay, something ain't right here. And we all kind of know when something's not right. You may not know what it is, but you kind of know when something's not right. So your number one is the memory loss. Is one of your first signs that could possibly be Alzheimer's. Now, like I said, just because she forgot to wear her keys and then she found them, that may not be Alzheimer's dementia. That may just be, oh, I've gotten older and my memory's not as keen. But you'll start seeing, and you'll say to yourself, hmm, that don't seem right. She keep doing that, because that's what my mom's friends did. They called me and said, hey Tracy, something's different about your mom. She's not herself. She keeps forgetting. Or my mom would drive and couldn't remember how to get home, and I would have to talk her home or tell her to park and go get her. So you start seeing those types of things happen. So the memory is definitely the first thing that you see.
I could attest to that because we would talk to my mom and she could be making the bed and she would say the same thing. And she said one day as she was making the bed, and then my sister was on the other side and they were, fixing the comforter or whatever. And so she had asked my sister something like 2 or 3 times. And my sister said, Mama, they have something for that.
Mm-hmm.
Said she started laughing. She said, girl, don't say that. I just forgot. And it was
Uh-huh.
no, you didn't just forget, but she didn't want to really acknowledge what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so it got a little scary for us at times because, again, she wasn't driving anymore, but just forgetting. And so one of the things that I would always pray to God that never happened is that she would never forget who I was, or forget my name, or forget my voice. And as time went on in the 3 years that we were on the journey with her with that started to happen. And I could tell you that was one of the biggest heartbreak. Come
Heartbreaking,
down,
yes.
come down now. That was one of the heartbreaks. My mama not remembering who I was or
Yeah.
who my children was. And so she held on to my name for a long time because my brother would say, or Thomas would call and say, Pete, call your mama. I said, I already talked to mama, a little while ago, blah, 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 blah. Shh, just a minute. You have to wait. And he would tell me this, or another sibling would call and say, call mama. I said, well, I already told him
Mhm.
at such and such, such and such. But, she just could not remember. Come here,
Right.
get over here. She could not remember. So I remember just the pain of just watching it slowly happen. And man, so my heart goes out, and then for you to have to deal with it twice. My daddy mind was sharp, little things, and I never forget he had to have a test at the doctor, and she wanted him to recite some words but spell it back or count backwards, and he told her, he said, "Lady, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing wrong with my mind. I'm just old." He said, "What's wrong with you? Do you sit around and spell words backwards? Do you count backwards?" He said, "You must be fooled, but I'm not." Girl, by the time we left that doctor's office, I had to laugh so I was in tears. I said, "Daddy."
Oh my goodness.
He said, "No, but she's trying to make me think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy." He said, "Oh, I can tell her some things that I picked up about her." He was
Wow.
diagnosing her, but thank God he didn't struggle outside of just the normal getting old, memory loss or whatever. But my mom definitely struggled and suffered with that. So just remember the heartbreak. So for you to say you had to deal with it not once but twice, that had to be just, yeah, really, really rough. But as you said, you gained the knowledge and got the information. So I guess, and I know you said you do so you became an advocate, basically. I think you said a facilitator, whatever the fancy word is, but I'm going to say advocate for the disease.
Yeah.
Were there classes that you would have to take to be trained? Because if somebody may say, I think I'd like to do that, or like to maybe volunteer to be an advocate, what would they do?
Yes, so yep, you do volunteer. You go to their website, let them know that you're interested, and you do take a little test, and they walk you through a lot of how to facilitate a support group or how to go. They give you the tools to go out and speak to others because I do go to schools, churches, wherever it's needed. If you need someone to come out and speak to your congregation or speak to your crowd of people, I do come out and speak to people and make them aware of Alzheimer's. But yes, they will walk you through all of that and give you the tools to be successful doing it. So yeah, you would just go to their website as well for that.
I'm sure that is such a fulfilling feeling to be able to do that, especially as
It
you
is.
brought you through it twice. And as you said, you prayed, "Lord, don't let me go through it again." But He allowed you to
That
experience
prayer
it
did not
again.
work.
Yeah. But then you got even more knowledge and more understanding, having to
Yes.
just deal with it when it came to your mom, and so
Yeah.
you became more equipped, and so now you're able to go out and share this
Yeah.
information. I think that is so powerful. For
Yes.
you to be able to do that, because some people can be selfish. They went
Yeah.
through it, but they don't want to share. They was like, "Honey, that my season is over, basically," and let them go through what I went through. But you are okay.
A lot of times your trials and tribulations are not for you. They're so you can help someone to
Listen,
witness to someone
that
else. And
that
so I definitely take that with going through this with both of my parents having Alzheimer's. I didn't go through that just for me to get through it. I went through it so that I can reach out and help one, two, three, five, 10,000, 5,000 people go through this as well. And so it's just what I've been called to do. That's one of my callings. We may have more than one calling. And I think I do. And this just happens to be one calling because it feels right, it fits, and I'm passionate about, what I do because I want to help people deal with this disease. So that's very important to me.
able to detect this or see some things in a friend or another family member that you were able to kind of say, "Hey, I think y'all may need to take a look at this, or maybe get them checked out."
Yes, well, on my support group, I have people joining the support group that are new and like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I don't. My mom is doing this. My mom is doing that. And I always say, well, it sounds like symptoms of they may have, Alzheimer's, but go to take them to the doctor and get checked. Now, a lot of people say they won't even go to the. I can't even get them to go to the doctor, and that happens where your loved one is like, I'm not going. One, they don't realize they have a problem. So that's the biggest problem. They don't realize they have a problem. So you're going to get some, pushback with that because they don't believe they have the problem. So with that, you do have to, what I did with my mom and my dad. I said, hey, we're going for a physical. I didn't tell them that we were going, for Alzheimer's checkup because they wouldn't understand. A person with Alzheimer's that has Alzheimer's dementia does not think or reason like we do now. And so there is no reasoning with them. It agitates them and they can't understand. And so I tell the people in my support group, sometimes you just don't tell them things because they're not going to understand it. It frustrates them more than understanding them. You have to live in their reality now, not your reality. You have to come out of your reality and live in their reality because it's two totally different things. And so that is what you learn. You learn about their reality. And so you have to, you have to be kind, and I don't want to say lie, but you have to kind of get them there without telling them, hey, we're going for an Alzheimer's check. They're going to be like, I ain't crazy. What is Alzheimer's? I'm not crazy. I told them we were going for a physical. And that's how I got my mom and my dad to the doctor. And so what I did was when I got to the doctor, I asked the nurse, hey, can I speak to the doctor before we bring my mom and dad, my mom, dad back or my dad back? So, and she said, sure. So I walked back. I said, Mom, I'll be back, going to the bathroom or whatever. And I spoke to the doctor, told him what was going on, and that I did not want him to tell her, what was happening. And so you kind of go before them and kind of tell the doctor what's up before you get there. Don't walk in all blindsided and now, the doctor's saying things you don't want her to know, that kind of thing. So just kind of way to do things sometimes dealing with someone who, has Alzheimer's dementia.
And I'll say I remember a particular incident where I walked into the bedroom and this is with my mom, and she all of a sudden was looking out of the window to the far left, and she said, "Oh my goodness." She said, "What are those kids doing on the bus?" And immediately my heart was just like, oh, I just like, oh God. And so it kind of it shocked me, because I knew what was happening, but that was like, it was a rough time. And
Yes.
she said about the kids on the bus. So I went over and I looked, and then she started talking about the bass, the fish. She said, all the fish in the pond. And I said, oh wow, I see them. I said, they're big. She said,
Yeah.
yeah. She said, girl, we gonna cook up some fish. She started talking. So one of my sister came in and said, why are you doing that? That you making her think she's crazy. And I said, no, not making her think she's crazy. I said, what is the point of correcting her
Right.
if it's not going to change anything? So exactly what you said, but I just knew to do that because it didn't make sense. I mean, to me, I got perfect sense, or good sense, I should say, and she's in a situation, a stage in her life. So correcting her,
she wouldn't understand it. It's going to agitate her.
and then if she was, as you said, she got agitated, and so when the sibling began to say, "No, there is no fish, there is no," so I, like.
And they will swear you down, Piera. They will get mad, cuss you out, swear you down that there is a fish right there or there's a woman standing right there. I tell people all the time, if it's not hurting them, hurting you or anyone else, let them think it, let them do it. It's not hurting anyone. And you're keeping them calm. You're not agitating them. When they get agitated, it may take a whole night to bring them down. We get agitated and it takes 5 or 10 minutes, we get over and go on with our lives. With someone who has Alzheimer's dementia, once you agitate them, it may take them to tomorrow to bring them down off of that. So always just kind of go along. If she said that, my mom used to say, "Oh, that woman standing over there." That's, "Oh, really?" And so you kind of you say something about it, but then try to divert them somewhere else. "Oh, mama, so what did you eat today?" Kind of divert them to something else to get them off of what they think they're seeing or feeling without saying, "There's no woman over there." Because I did that before. I told my mom there wasn't no woman, and that was a 20-minute fight. Yeah, and I said, okay, I won't be doing that no more. I'll just agree with her and then kind of divert her attention to something else. So that's one of the main things you do when you're dealing with someone with Alzheimer's and dementia. If it's something that's not right, just divert them somewhere else. That's all. Agree and then divert them to somewhere else.
And because she was very agitated
Yeah.
and looking at her like saying, I know I see fish, I don't know what you see. And I just kept kind of, talking through it like, yeah, girl, we're gonna cook us some fish and grits and whatever. She just laughed and she got okay. But yeah, I saw the agitation, I saw the frustration, like trying to figure out like what you talking about because we both.
Yes.
And again, so that was something that wasn't a training that I had. I just in my mind like,
Just
what's
made sense.
it just makes sense. Like,
Made sense.
where's the harm? Like, let it go. So
Right.
definitely,
Yes.
I've seen that the agitation and how that happens. But that is something, and I mean, it's happening more and more every time I turn the TV on, and the parent car, not the commercials are talking about it, and how
Mhm.
some of them are saying they're not able to really enjoy their grandchildren or get out and do the things they used to do, and they just kind of,
Right.
I guess, I don't know, I want to say do their own thing, but they find themselves just in a space where it's like they're just there.
Right.
um, so it is happening, rapid. And I said, well, do you know of anything that there's something to kind of slow it down? Are they telling y'all, are there certain things, maybe certain foods to avoid, or what is some information that could
So,
possibly help slow it down?
they talk about some of the risk factors for Alzheimer's. So one thing they say is it could be hereditary. Now all of these are could be's. It's not written in stone, but they could be hereditary. So since my mom and dad had Alzheimer's, I'm more likely to get Alzheimer's, they say, but I bind that up in the name of Jesus. But likely because both my mom and dad had Alzheimer's, but they say it could be hereditary. It could be medications that we take over long term. It could be food that we eat. They pump our foods with so many pesticides and so much different stuff now than what we used to ingest. So now it's starting to affect, the brain, the body, the way we move, the way we act. And so it could be the foods that you're eating. And so all of that plays a part in a possibility of Alzheimer's, dementia, or a possibility of anything to that fact, any disease to that fact. They have and it's not known yet, but they are trying to come out with something to slow it down, a medication to help slow it down. Early detection is your best thing. Don't wait until there are 4 stages of Alzheimer's. Don't wait until your loved one is well on their way to the third or fourth stage, and now you're trying to get help. When you see a change with some of these symptoms that I am going to mention, when you see some of these signs and symptoms, take them then. Early detection, as in anything else, breast cancer, any other kind of thing, early detection is always key. So, just keep that in mind and keep a full eye on your loved one. Notice what's changing. Notice what's different. You will see drastic, pretty much drastic changes where you'd be like, Mama keep asking me the same old thing, and she didn't used to do that. Something's up with that. She's not doing it just to do it. Something may be going on. And so just take them to the doctor. Hey, we're going to get a physical. That's all you got to say. We're going to get our physical checkup for the year, and then just have the doctor do a thorough check to see what's going on.
Wow. So what are if you had to, I guess, give three very important keys? Sounds like you've already done it, but I don't know how much you know. I just know you know a lot. So I would say if you could leave three very important keys, what would that be for family members that may be detecting that something is truly going on with dad or mom or a sibling or whomever, that a loved one? What would be maybe three keys that you would ask them to take note of? So I'm going to ask you guys as we are going to be bringing the conversation to a close. I want you to take some notes if you can, if you need to. And definitely, Tracy, I'd like you to share your social media platforms, your Facebook, your IG, whatever you have, where you're maybe talking about it, or you actually have a website or something that you want to share that they can reach out if they need to and say, hey, I have a couple of questions, and can I maybe talk to you? So if you
Okay.
leave, yeah, social media and then the three keys, that would be helpful.
Okay. So we have already gone over those 3 keys. Very important to get knowledge, Very, very important. So if you think you have someone who is dealing with or could be dealing with a issue with memory, loss of motor skills, having issues retaining, um, not able to put on their clothes by themselves anymore, not able to take a bath or don't want to take a bath. When you see these different types of things happening, go and get the person checked. Take them to the doctor. That's the second thing. So the first thing is knowledge. Go to alz.org. That is the Alzheimer's website, alz.org, where you can get a wealth of information about the disease. They have the 1-800 number, 800-272-3900. It is 24 hours. You can ask them anything. They can help you 24 hours a day. So get help, knowledge first, and get your loved one help. And my third key is self-care. You have to, not if you want to or when you have time. You have to take care of yourself. If you are sick, if you're tired, if you're worn out, you're not going to be no good for your loved one. You're going to be stressed. You're not going to have patience because you have to pack a lot of patience when you're dealing with someone with Alzheimer's dementia. So you got to pack your patience and you need to take care of yourself. I tell my support group, and this is how we start my support group. What did you do this month for you? I need to hear that. What did you do for you? Because if you didn't do anything for you, guess what? You're not doing anything for your loved one. That means you're stressed, you're fussing at them, you have no patience. So take care of yourself. You give them their medicine, but take your medicine. You go for a walk, you go exercise. So the same thing, you eat right, the same things you want them to do, and you're taking care of them, you do those same things. Don't forget to go to the doctor and see about yourself. So self-care is huge when it comes to taking care of someone else. Self-care is a plus. Now, support is another big thing. So I have more than three keys, I'm sorry. Support is another huge one. It takes a village of people to rally around you to help you get through this difficult time. Because I'm not going to tell you it's a walk in the park. It is hard. But with God, you can do anything. But God puts people in your life that when you can't hold your own arms up, they can hold your arms up for you and you can see another day. You could go another day because there were times, y'all, that I would be up all night long. Got to get up and go to the hospital or the nursing home 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Just wore out, done worked all day. But I have friends like Pierre and my other best friend, my family that rallied around me and said, Tracy, we got you, girl. What you need, what you need. And it allowed me to push on another day. So please, 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 your family, your friends, the Alzheimer's Association, support groups, get in a good support. Get you a good support foundation. And I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, it will change your life. It will definitely make your life more easier. So those are the points that I would say are very vital to going through this journey with your loved one.
We need that so they know how to reach out to you because they're going to need your help and some guidance and direction. And you've given a lot of information for free. That's why I tell people jump on Table Talk with the Diva because it is definitely going to be informative. And there's so much information that is being given for free. I can't always speak for the other times when they connect with someone that is on, but when they are willing to come on and share and pour into your cups and into our cups in my life, in your life for free, let's jump on it. Let's take the information because it costs you absolutely nothing to listen, to tune in. It costs you nothing to share the episode because it could bless someone else. It may not be for you in this season, but it's something I promise you that can help someone that you know, that I know. And so that's why we share it repeatedly over and over again. And I ask you to go to the YouTube channel at Destiny Chaser Swords and subscribe, like, and share the episode because it's powerful information and it is absolutely free on Table Talk with the Diva. So, Queens, if you would give your social media platform, Tracy, we will
Okay.
let you go.
Okay. I have also here, God has laid on my heart, and I am going to start doing this very soon. I am going to go on Facebook once a week or once every other week for about 15 minutes just to give some pointers, just to talk about certain parts of Alzheimer's, just give some pointers to people in general about Alzheimer's. And I just thought that was another good way of giving back. So my Facebook is Tracy Jones. You can find me on Facebook there. I will go on Facebook and let you know when I'm going to start doing that. But I'm just going to go on for about 15 minutes and give some good nuggets to get people through their week. You can also email me if you would like to join my support group, if you have a question, if you would like for me to come out and speak with any group that you have. You can email me at Tracy ALZ67. That's TRACEYALZ67 @gmail.com. So you can email me there if you have questions or would like to join my support group. Now, the support group is on the fourth Monday of every month at 6:30. So we have one coming up this Monday. It's at 6:30, the fourth Monday of every month. Again, my email is TracyALZ67 @gmail.com. And of course, you can reach me on Facebook at Tracy Jones.
Monday, is there a Zoom, or the meeting is in person?
It is a Zoom. We used to meet in person, but after COVID, I've still just been doing the Zoom. So once you reach out to me, I will text you the link for you to join the group. So yes, once you reach out and show interest, I'll text you the link and then you can join the group. It is a Zoom call and it is for 1 hour.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much for all that you've done, and my apologies on this with the sick grandbaby here, but she is really.
That's okay.
But thank you
I
for
pray she feels better.
If you would send me the Zoom, I'd like to join in on Monday and sit in and
Oh,
listen, because I could definitely help. I would
okay.
be able to help. Definitely. So thank you
I
so
will
much,
do
Tracy.
that.
I love you, girl.
Love you too, Piera. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. My goodness. You be blessed, and we'll chat soon.
All right. You too.
All right. Good night, Trace.
Bye-bye.
Be quiet. All right, all right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in for Table Talk with the Diva. That was Tracy Jones, the Tracy Jones. And so she has given her social media platforms. I want you to definitely look her up on Facebook. And she's also one of my friends. So if you can't remember, you can look through and maybe you'll recognize the face. But definitely try to send a friend request to Tracy Jones so you can get some information on how you are to care for your loved ones, because it is important. And as I said, it is hitting our community, our families rapidly and expeditiously. It is happening early as 50 years of age. So we don't want to play around and say, oh, it's happening. It's not right now, in the 60s and the 70s. No, sister, brother, it's happening real soon. And so if there's no one in your family that has dealt with it yet, let life just keep happening, and eventually it's going to come your way at some point. It could be a parent, a sibling, if a family member, because no one is exempt from Alzheimer's. So we want to keep that in mind. But I bless God for each and every one of you that have tuned into Table Talk with the Diva. And we'll have some holiday shows coming up in December, just finishing out the year. Exciting and celebrating the holidays, but we'll be back in January with new episodes, and I have some great people that are going to be on to share. So January the 2nd will be our first episode going into season number 6. So we bless God for your time, spending it with us at the table, in your living room, your dining room, and in your kitchen, wherever you may be. Remember to say something sweet to somebody. You never know what a kind word can do and how it will make a difference. I'm your auntie, the Diva, and I'm always rooting for you. Love you. Have a good night.
She's a diva with a destiny, got purpose and zest, you see. Books, business, and accessories. She walks in favor and she's blessed indeed. She keeps her head and her heels high, and her limit soars beyond the sky. If it's purpose she's pushing, you've tuned in with Table Talk with a Diva. Why? Join in, it might free ya. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in. The enemy he's trapped won't win. For God has given you vision, and in the end you shall win. Hey. Table Talk with a Diva. Why? Join in, it might free ya. Hey, hey. And if you're feeling down, come in.